My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Monster Hunter Divinity. The Last Divinity. The DLC, The Last Divinity. Coming to 25 random. Another run with the old Melting Remnant. You know what? If there's ever a time for me to learn Melting Remnant better, it's now, isn't it? Double copy of Draft, double copy of Shelter. We have Little Fade, interestingly. We've also got a Memories of the Melted in the base deck. Seraph the Diligent is the final boss fight. We should probably also keep an eye on that Talus the Guardian. Being pushed back could be pretty rough for us. Alright. I think we look for our little forge first. Interesting. I feel like I could go either which way here and have a decent amount of success. So how do I support Little Icarus best in this build? Assuming we really like spike it up hard. We can support it with shelters. We can support it with Echo Infusion, which we might find. Merchant of Steel, Wormkin, Merchant of Steel, Wormkin. First Divine Temple is after the first boss. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Saves me from killing myself. Oh my god, it's just Divine Temples from then on though. Merchant of Trinkets, Herzel's Horde with the unstable Vortex on that side, so we're probably going to want to take this one, which means if we're going to a Merchant of Steel, we want to do it much earlier on. Because this is also a pretty good line, so cutting across those two. Which means my last Merchant of Steel is here. See, the thing is, this Firelight also does have two drafts in the base deck. Firelight being apply +5/+5 and burnout 2 to the friendly units on that floor. There is a large part of me that wants to play a very active playstyle here. Playing the drafts consistently, playing the Firelight consistently. Lean into what scares you. Well, it's never getting anything out of plus 50% max health. When played. This can't affect it multiple times, can it? Because we're going to be playing it multiple times. We'll see. The start of battle, enemy units appear on each floor. That actually would have been perfect if we took the scaling option here. We got Echo Breaks in this deck. We should be okay. Come on, good one. Any of them would have been a good one. That's the secret right there. Just gotta keep getting these in the reform pool. I don't want to get the shiny sewer back in the reform pool if I can avoid that. You. Do I want to summon the shiny suit on the bottom line? No. I still need my reform pool to be relatively small. Yeah, that's the kind of thing we don't want in it. 2 burnout. Oh, it's going to be a problem. 2 burnout. Guess that's got to go on the top line now. And now we just have to hope. And we hoped successfully. Okay. Molten Encasement, Wicklash, Dripfall. So Wicklash would be a really good tool to try and keep the drafts alive in the interim. Smooth over some of the difficulties in the scaling that we do. Dripfall's also really, really good, and so is Molten Encasement here. Molten Casement a little bit less so. Just because I would have to find a way to... Well, I could kill it myself with the Echo Breaks. Any of these primitive molds could all become 0 cost. The shelter could all become 0 cost as well. How many other upgrades are there that I really want to hit here? I guess like plus 20 consume could easily go on an Echo Break. I'm trying to decide whether or not I go for this Remnant banner or the Wormkin banner across the other side. If I go for the Remnant banner, actually I also didn't watch whether or not the Mark of the Champion was applying. But if I go for the Remnant banner, then what can I find? Let's have a look at the logbook. Where are we? Here. Oops. Okay, we are looking for Melting Remnants. I really wish I could toggle on just like only banner units or something like that. Bounty Stalker? I mean, yes, but it's also rare. Wickless Baron, Paraffin Thug, Paraffin Enforcer. Ooh, there are actually a lot of good hits there. Big Sludge, Legion of Wax, Wickless Tycoon. Wow, there's actually like a lot of good hits there. Well, let's compare that to the Wormkin. Still looking at just units. I need to look at only the collectible ones though, so Glare Bog Chrysalis onwards here. Let's have a look at their unit essences as well, actually. Etch, apply 5 Reap, Revenge, Armor, Strike Reap. I mean, Kinhost Vessel actually going into the drafts would be pretty kind of cool, actually. It gives them some sweep, some damage projection. Like, actually, that's like kind of really cool. Let's go across one little page, check these. The Inspire for +1/+1's not awful. Kinhost Carapace is also actually pretty good, because we intend to replay them multiple times, and every single time they get played, they get +10/+10. Wow, there's value on both sides. We could go Remnant, we could go Wormkin. I kind of want to run 2 floors. We got to remember what we remembered in the last episode. What we were forced to remember in the last episode, that is. Which is, if I want to use non-banner units, like drafts, tombs, etc., as a key part of my strategy, I'm going to need to cut a lot of cards out of the deck so that I can actually hit them, as well as get draw into the deck. I think I'm going to go for the Remnant banner. Take the Wicklash in the interim. Echo Snare, Infuse, Consume, apply 2 Reap. This also gives us a candy on the floor that it's played on. Sets us up for shelters a little better. I don't know if that's worth it. Echo Transfer, though, I mean, if I'm going to be accumulating a whole load of candies, but I'm not using them for anything, like these don't even consume the candy, then having at least 1 extract card in the deck is pretty good, especially in Echo Transfer. A lot of damage. Am I really going? Yeah. Holdover would be pretty good. There's Holdover. Ah. Legion of Wax. Extinguish. Summon 2 Twins of Wax. And apply this unit's upgrades and stat changes. What would I put in Legion of Wax? Because we already have a scaling solution here. Do I want the Legion of Wax to also be a scaling solution? No, probably not. Legion of Wax having Whiplash and Echo Transfer already in the deck is pretty dang good. Legion of Wax is 4 pips, Little Fade is 1 pip, so I can play a Little Fade in front of Legion of Wax. We can also put the essence of a Draft inside of a Legion of Wax, give it Burnout and Multi-Strike 1. So that takes care of one of its upgrades, which is usually giving it Burnout 1. Another one of its upgrades is usually giving it Multi-Strike as well, actually. So it takes care of 2 of its upgrades with the infusion. And I've actually got time before the infusion as well, so I might find something else that I put in it instead. Especially because I'm going to want to go to this Merchant of Steel at the absolute least. Try and get some upgrades for the Legion of Wax, because otherwise we're not getting an upgrade for the Legion of Wax until Ring 7. Oof. Alright, well, you see a Legion of Wax, you take a Legion of Wax. We give Holdover here. This is difficult, you see, because Holdover on a Primitive Mold suddenly got a lot better. Holdover negative cost on a Primitive Mold, just so every single turn I'm reforming something is actually really good as well. I actually should do that. Do I Surge Stone as well? I think so. Take a couple value upgrades. Do I take a Divine Boons before the next area? Yes. Just because we have the... ooh, unit drop. Nice. I take this just because we have the Merchant of Steel in the next area, and I really need to fish for something good from there. Again, I still don't want the Shining Steward to die because I need to be able to reform the right target. One, two. That'll do. We got a good target to reform now, and then put them all brings you back. Go in the front line. Give these burnout plus stats. That's pretty good, and then we target you with that, and then buff you. Okay. Your break to kill one backliner, and then is it Shelter or Whiplash? I think it's Whiplash. Not to save us against you, which actually does mean 1 HP. The only point that matters. Oof. Living on the edge, eh? There's a molded that targets, and it's infused itself. Easy to take. And all of those are pretty easy to ignore. You don't want to add too many cards to the deck. Lady of the House, plus 15, plus 30, and Burnout 3. I could totally put that in a draft. But am I really running two? I have to run 2 floors at this point still. There's also the Shard Soul Carver. And there's the Kinhost Vessel, the other thing that I said I could put in a draft. One of them is good in the interim. The Lady of the House is good in the interim. Kinhost Vessel's not particularly. Kinhost Vessel having Strike apply Reap 1 to enemy units, and then putting that on a Legion of Wax would actually be a really good way to project damage. That is one thing that I'm missing right now, right? How do I project damage to the backline? Currently, I'm only doing it with the Echo Breaks, and then occasionally cleaning with drafts. Kinhost Vessel being infused into either a draft or even the Legion of Wax would be a pretty good way of doing this. Okay. Okay, let's try that. Potion of Steel. See, I really didn't want Large Stone for the Legion of Wax because I still need it to die. And I also need it to not be too large for the Lure Fade to actually be played on its floor. Wickstone, also something that would usually go in the Legion Wax, but I'm putting a Draff in instead. Heartstone, not really. I guess I'm going for a full reroll here. Multi-strike. 2 multi-strike on a Legion of Wax. God, now it really feels like I put the Kinhost Vessel in. Three damage per. Is that what you want? We're likely to have 4 on that floor a lot of the time. I don't get another upgrade for a really long period of time. I'll give you that. I'm not happy about it, but I'll do it. Should have looked at the Wormkin unit first. We don't really have many consume cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. We actually do have 4. Still probably not going to take the First of Kin here. A Kinhost Vessel? Another one? Right now, it feels like the Kinhost Vessel could even go into the Legion of Wax. I take nothing there. We're going to need to use the Divine Horde. Third card of a turn, play, draw 1. Rationing Scales to get 50 life back right now. I think I just have to take that. The Split Anvil could help us at some point, but, like, you know, what's going to get us back to full HP other than this? Oh, wow. Wow. How about an Existential Ruffling? Give them the For the Greater Good. Take over the enemy units. No, I think we upgrade a unit here. Summon to apply Sap 4 to enemy units. So every time we summon the Legion of Wax, is that what we want? It to nerf all the enemy units on the floor? Kind of, yeah. So I need to be able to more consistently play that. How do we do that? Have it die more readily? It's the obvious way, but how do we do that? I kind of want to burn out these 2 cards. I don't want them back. Okay, and then you do have an incamp +2. Not a huge fan of that. Sap for 3. You're dying this turn, so probably setting up on the next floor, top floor next turn as well. Oh, but you might not be dying this turn if I buff you with the Primitive Mold. Means I probably don't want to buff you with the Primitive Mold. Y'all don't have Reap? Oh, yeah, because I haven't socketed that unit yet. Okay. 1, 2. So by the time they get to the top line, all of them are going to have just 1 sap left on them, which means the Forged Disciple gets 2 hits in against us. Disciple Foot Soldier gets 1 in. We could actually just forfeit that. The Rationing Scales means that we don't really need to worry about that. But we also lose money by forfeiting that, because at the end of this fight, we'll heal up from taking the Boss Relic. And if we take the Boss Relic, we can then use that for extra money from the Rationing Scale when we enter the next fight. do want you to die. There we go. Best I can do right now. Now we have our primitive holdover. Beautiful. Another primitive mold. Dang. I left myself short of the ability to play the Echo Transfer on this floor. Thankfully, the enemies have a lot of sap on them, though. Because when these split, they put out even more sap. And in fact, I can even play this here and get more sap. Although I could even do it on the top floor. Let's do it there. I don't want to extend your burnout timer, because then I will suffer your Ember Drain. That's fine. There are the drafts. The drafts feel less and less like part of this plan as we draw them later and later. Perfect line. Get you set up there. And then just keep extending this. Okay. One more little fade. And I do really want... I really want extra capacity. 5 is kind of perfect for us, right? Because the full Legion Wax is 4 pips. It's just this floor wants 1 more pip. That's all I really want right now. Like, look at this. I'm gonna murder you and bring you back. Or not. Maybe I won't even bring you back. We'll be completely fine anyway, because we are overkilling ridiculously. Let's have a look at this. Votive key would be nice. There we go. The enemy gets a huge amount of sap there. Nice. Alright. Speed back up. Intent on Death, Sacrificial Resurrection, and Wormkin Spike. Sacrificial Resurrection's really, really good when you have Seraph the Diligent as your final boss. Gives you the ability to burn out the chump cards that are put into your deck from them. It would be a good reason to go capacity as well, actually. The thing is, we also really want draw. Do we really want draw? We want to be able to slot things in beside Legions of Wax. I think we do go capacity here. If we go capacity, do we take the Sacrificial Resurrection? I know we're looking at an Intent on Death here, and Intent on Death has... like, we've got the Legion of Wax. No, we can't ignore that. Oh my god. Really? Really? See, the problem here is Wickless Tycoon being infused into the Legion of Wax actually gets us ridiculous money. Oh, we'll be able to buy everything we want. God, that's annoying. So how am I going to project my damage now? I'm going to have to find a way. Okay. One way to do that would be continuing to buff these Echo Break spells. I don't want to do it that way, to be clear. Removing cards from the deck is also pretty good. That Remnant Banner is probably not useful, though. So what? I want removals. I don't really even want unit upgrades. I just want removals. Well, Intent on Death becoming Consume removed. And maybe even Holdover after that. That's pretty good. Is that really where I want to go? Gosh. Yeah, it's a huge, huge bomb worth of value. That's also a lot of money we just picked up. The 20 Pyre health becomes 60 gold. That's another 75 gold right there. Streamstone. Got a Merchant of Magic out here. Permafrost? I wouldn't be entirely surprised if I wanted to, like, Permafrost the Molded or something like that. Let's first engage this pact. I'm really about to do this. Put that in the Legion of Wax. It is printing money. It is so much money. Yeah, I'm doing it. I'm gonna feel bad when the Kinhost Vessel turns out to have been the correct play. Extreme Stone. I guess I could, but I don't need to. As for negative costing things, I mean, basically everything in this deck still wants a negative cost. We negative cost the Molded and then probably reroll, I guess. Maybe I do actually just want to Extreme Stone one of the Echo Breaks, get myself a 30 damage backline hit. Those are actually quite useful. Hold over. I can't hold over a Molded there. We've already got one holdover reform. I guess I don't need to play both of them every time. This one's targeted. That feels weird, but I think it's correct. Still. But now that I have two holdover ones, basically all of these can get cut from the deck pretty soon. Let's make you 30. Extra spell power. I know that's pushed me back into pack shards up, but I need the ability to project my damage to the back line. That's what I've been asking for this whole time. Twilight number 2. Back out in the field. So the best way we account for these enemies is actually by dropping the giant summon saps on them before they go to the top line. How regularly are we actually dealing enough damage to kill them? Extremely irregularly. Oh, I should have done that on the top floor. Actually, that could end up mattering. We got to get the Lure Fade on the bottom floor. Set up that on the top floor, because that's where we're going now. Okay. Molded brings you back. Get 2 reform opportunities next floor. Save ourselves a line there. Try and kill this. Try and kill you. That's probably the least valuable thing that we can do right there. Buying ourselves some time to set up for these is not great because the next line could come out with a haste as well. Yeah. In which case, they're going to the next floor anyway. This is interesting. I do want you to burn out. I do want the Legion of Wax to burn out here, because then it saps the enemies, saves me a lot of HP. And then I want the little Fade to die next turn, I guess. I mean, like, I could play and kill the little Fade this turn and then resummon it even. It's pretty appealing. I messed that up really badly. I shouldn't have used the Echo Infusion. I thought I still had the Echo Infusion available. Okay. And now 3 still goes in the front line. Get that hit, and then we proceed through the back as well. Get rid of memories and melted too. Okay. Removed your damage shields, which you need to do first. Okay, little Fade. Little Fade is currently not dying. 91. 100. So whap, 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 whap. Okay, so Lil Fade goes in the very back line. And there we go. Yep. Whew. Thankfully, we heal back up to full as we start the next fight, so other than the points, that didn't really change anything. Hallowed halls. Kill friendly units on the floor. Reform random units to this floor until it exceeds its capacity. I love that. Wicked Blaze, Remnant Pact. God, all of these are actually really good. Reform random units to this floor until it exceeds its capacity. The problem with this is kill friendly units. Oh, no. Until it exceeds its capacity. So what it can do is kill the Legion of Wax and resummon the Legion of Wax directly next to it, reformed. So it's kind of acting in that way like an intent on death. We end up with one Legion of Wax and then moats and stuff like that, but it gets the benefits of kills. We have to take it. It's new. It's new. We have to take it. Return a consume spell to the top of your draw pile in Broken Memories. Intent on Death wants to go back there. Extract 3 to apply 3 melee weakness. That might actually be how we get through big... No, because if we extract 3, we're going to lose a lot of the damage from the Legion of Wax. So I don't think that's the way that we cut through big enemies. Maybe we need to think about Ancient Resonance here. It is infused, so it comes out with base 5 damage. Actually, I think we need to take that. That's... What were we just talking about the inability of having... of this deck doing? Projecting damage. How do we fix that? Project some damage, nerd. Consume removal. There goes the need to consume. to pull this back. Consume removal, that is. Let's get 2 shiny suits out of the deck. I'm probably also going to pay for 2 removals on shiny suits here. Spell Chain Twinstone, eh? Do those drafts even really work into the build much anymore? There's so many cards between me and them. I mean, we negative cost you at least once. Not gonna power stone anything. Reroll. Double stack? No. Negative cost you once as well. And then 2 purges on shiny stewards each. 2 removal opportunities in that unstable vortex, and we've got the merchant trinkets coming up next, so we don't want to spend too much of our money here. Speaking of not wanting to spend too much of our money here, we also probably don't want to spend too much of our other resource. But the Kinhost Vessel going into one of those drafts is part of our plan. It's how we regularly project damage. I have to do it. Start a battle, enemies appear on each floor. Should be okay. They're weak chumpies. Nice. Play goes to the front line. Two of those will net that kill for us. Okay, so even if I bring this back, it dies, then the Legion of Wax dies, and then we can cut through all the enemies. That's exactly the kind of thing I'm looking for here. And then just... Nice. Here's the Kinhost Vessel in here as well. Beautiful. So we want our own backline units to be buffed. Right? You got burnout 1, so you are dying at the end of this turn. No, you're not. Because of the molded. Shelter. The Echo Breaks as well as the holdover moldeds do give me the opportunity of killing my own Firelight consistently, which I don't want to make it sound like I'm taking that for granted. I do actually really, really appreciate that factor. Am I okay with having a Emma Drain next turn? What's the average cost of the rest of our deck? Intent on Death is in there. I mean, the first hit is 25 anyway, so it doesn't matter. Because this is still dying. Legion Wax really wants to go on another floor, doesn't it? We're already killing this top line. Why am I overcomplicating it? I'll do it. Let's pull out the All Fade. Then you go there. Then you get Intent on Death. And then you die. Absolutely ideal. Wow. We hallowed halls here, and it's gonna be hilarious. Here we go. Actually, I'll get these units out first, actually. They've got, what, 22 lifesteal? Sweet, but you've also got 16 sap. Get him! Oh, it's beautiful. This is usually where I would take a mortal entrapment, but I don't believe I need it. No. I'll pass those. I'll pass these too. We really still do want to keep the deck quite thin. Hammered chestplates isn't nothing, but it's kind of close when I actually want to kill my own Lil Fade pretty consistently, and I want to get my Legion of Wax to die relatively consistently too. Increase the empty amount of capacity you can hold on the floor by 1. Yeah, I mean, that's a buff for the Legion of Wax in the long run. None of these are big, though. 5 when a friendly unit dies, as well as whenever you play a unit, a random card in hand is reduced to 0 for the rest of the turn. That feels pretty good. Hell's Banners. Okay, now energy is no longer a problem for us whatsoever. I do want to get those 2 Echo Breaks out of here. Take out 2 Echo Breaks from the deck. Divine Temple. Value Stone. Value Stone the intent on death? No, energy's no longer a problem for us. Why would I even bother doing that then? I could purge a card. That could actually still be pretty important. The more cards we get out of this deck, the better off we're going to be. Speaking of, let's purge one more card here. I think I get the unupgraded draft out as well. It's just another thing going into the reform pool that I don't really want to play, draw, or use. Okay. Should be good here. Excusez-moi. Apply Daze 1 to my units when I play them on this floor. So I could play Lil Fade, then play the Legion of Wax, sap 4. Use a Echo... Well, see, the thing is I can kill the Lil Fade and I can bring back the Lil Fade this turn, right? That's ultimately the goal here. I guess I just do that on the top line then. Or mid. I can do it in mid. No reason not to do it in mid. You go down. You go. You die. You come back. You go down. We bring back the Little Fade, no longer have the ability to kill it ourselves. Also, we don't really have the ability to project enough damage to you. We now need this Legion of Wax to die somehow. We don't really yet have a clue how we're going to make that happen. Whenever you play a non-morsel unit to this floor, not summon. So this should mean, by all rights, that I have the ability to go that buff there. Okay. Women in molds. Frontline. Summon a bunch of Twins of Wax out there. Okay. Throw that damage on the boss if I can. Nice. So I still just want to get rid of those, and yeah, you can go on the bottom line. Start getting you reformed for when it is time. Speaking of when it is time, is it now time to play Hallowed Halls on this line? It will be, but only after I reform both of these. Because then, this Hallowed Halls will kill through... Oh, no! Legion Wax is still dead, but that's okay. I actually summoned it back with this. Yeah, I forgot that we were actually going to Wait, we're not even on the 7 capacity. So wait. Kill all friendly units. Reform friendly units to this floor until it exceeds its capacity. That's, to me, that reads like, if this floor already exceeds capacity, you still reform a unit because you are reforming until after a reform step, you are exceeding capacity of the floor, but it doesn't appear to have worked like that. Which is okay, I'm not always right. In fact, I seldom am. And honestly, this might work out financially much better for us. Getting back, playing again. Nice. I just wanted as many harvest triggers to go off on that bottom floor, as well as to have as many harvest abilities active rather at the time. At capacity can't be removed. Double the armor, double the buffs and armor on a unit. Buffs are generally represented by green icons. I don't think I really have. Well, I mean, I've got the armor, but that's about it. Formless Child is always so hard to really work into a build. It's a shame. Eternal Kinstone adds a capacity. Gem that can't be removed. We only have one source of extract in the deck, so that's not really consistently useful for us. Draw. 100 different ways it's draw. Double removal as well as a dupe. Oof. There are good dupe targets in this deck now. I don't think I want to juggle a second Legion of Wax. I'm already filling all of my floors with Legions of Wax as is. A second Echo Break, 0 cost for 30 damage actually isn't bad either. More ability to kill my own little Fade as it comes out. Another Intent on Death would be pretty good too, especially if this has a value stone in. Okay. Special. Costs +1 and gains Purge. I wonder if I can still Intent on Death multiple times by giving it Spell Chain. Then I would just cheat the energy out for it using Flicker's Liquor and Hell's Banner. It's too much. It's too much to ask for, I think, still. Yeah, I don't need to do that. These consumes remove themselves from the deck. The Whiplash is a little bit useful still. It's definitely these random reforms. Or at least one of them. No, it can be 2. Especially because I just picked up the draw. Hellbent. I mean, if I want to dupe another molded, that would probably be pretty reasonable right now, rather. Still looking at that Hallowed Halls. You know what? Sure. Let's go all the way with a new card. Taking a little Firelight. Do I do anything in the Divine Temple? I do not. We leave. Get a little bit more money. Enemies enter with Spell Shield 2. We don't really cast our stuff on enemies. Much. We don't do it much. We do it once. Not much. Oh. That seems pretty effective. Don't have a reform in this hand. I really want to Intent on Death you. Got 19 regen. You've got so much sap that you're not doing any damage when you get to the top line anyway. So I can just kill you and then Intent on Death and do whatever the heck I want, basically. Got Burnout too. Sure. Let's Whiplash you. Play that. Draft here. Intent on Death you. And then block the top line. This line is wild. Okay. Well, the thing is, like, the Legion of Ice is still not dead for me, so I still can't really reform it at all, so yeah. Let's get these 2 back. 20 damage. Okay, so Fade goes out first, then that goes there, then we destroy the little Fade, then we bring back a little Fade, then we play you again, little Fade. Guess we can Echo Transfer there. Hallowed Halls doesn't seem like it's appropriate right now. That feels like it would actually be a waste. After all of that, 1 Ember Drain. Well done. You got us. Hallowed Halls now feels a lot more applicable, actually. 25. I'm still trying to best work out, like, how to manage Hallowed Halls. So I don't want to get late in the game and realize, oh, I made a giant mistake and misunderstood how it's used. And I've died. Woo! Yeah, I should just be playing that as growth effectively on the top floor every time I can. This is really annoying. We don't have the ability to even... Oh, that's so annoying. Intent on Death is here, but I can't do it. But I don't even need to. Oh my god. Okay, we Hallowed Hall, and then we Intent on Death. Now we have a bunch of units out here. Hell yeah. Get him. That's a lot of money. 2,002. Yeah, it turns out that's it's a lot of money, actually. Fatal Melting is a huge amount of AoE damage again. Between that and Ancient Resonance, I think we have the ability to hit backlines consistently, even when we don't feel comfortable. I like that. Infuse to add a random consume back to the... No, don't think we do. We'll take the money on that. Can I get 2 more gold, please? Can someone throw in 2 more golds? Double removal available on the Vortex. Cost reduction still available for things like the Intent on Death. There's a dupe over here. Okay. Hold over. Interesting. Divine Temple does not give us Value Stone. Gives us another Twin Stone. Let's have a look at the relics. First time a card with Consumer's Blade. Add 2 copies to your hand. There's the Echo Break. Memories the Melted, which isn't really relevant. Shelter, which also isn't really relevant. The thing is, like, I have so much money that I can cut most of the cards from the deck right now. Which means, at this point, we really, really need to focus in on what is good, what is not. Like, these cards that just have Consume on them by base, we do have the Seraph the Diligent fight. Definitely. That's going to be a concern. That might be a reason to keep 2 things like Shelters and Wicklash and things like that in the deck so that I actually play things every turn. I got 21 cards in the deck. Maybe I don't need to remove anything more. Maybe I'm actually at kind of my limit there. I could give holdover to just a Hallowed Halls. No problem with that. Playing them on different floors a lot of the time. Let's get you by base doing that +10. Frost. Permafrost the Intent on Death, just so that I always play it. Every cycle. Okay. Sweet Magic Power and Consume. Can't put that on anything. Still the ability to poke more cards. Thing is, like, Echo Seedling, do I need it? No. If I take it and Trader's Quill, I can just suddenly pump out a lot of damage very early on. I can use it to get more copies of the Echo Break that I use to kill my own Lure Fade. It's not bad. Start a battle, summon 4 random units from your deck to the middle floor. No. No, that's not really going to help us. The Jack Strips. Now I have more than 1,000 here that I don't really know what to do with. And I even have a dupe that I really still don't know what to do with. What if I duped the Hallowed Halls? And then every turn I just double double the Legion of what? Is that really it? Is that what we're actually gonna do right now? Screw it. Sounds fun. I think I actually will refrain from moving anything. Well, no. I'll remove 1 more Primitive Mold, I think. Then I think I saved the rest of this money. God. First spell card played each turn gets consumed. Yep. I left some trash in the deck for you. Do not worry, friend. Oh, my shirt has a... It's not green, that's yellow. Sorry about that. I'll try and stay just a little bit below the screen. Okay. Nice. Can get rid of the Wicklash. Hey, you actually die by going to the top floor. Love it. Let's give you all the shelter first. Then I am molded to... Actually? I'll take that. The intent on death is going to go out there. Or not, apparently. Whoops. Not where I intended that to go. There we go. 31 sap on Seraph. Feel like that's probably enough. This one's going to consume anyway, so we'll play that first. Let's kill that, resummon you, and play you back. And again, let's just mill out money on this top floor. They're so powerful! Oh my god. Let's... I don't want to do that one first. Let's destroy you. Form all fade. Right about there. Funk Soul Brother, check it out there. Hit him with the Hallowed Halls as well. Nice. Yeah, the top floor seems to be doing okay. Oh, the money! If I were a rich man, all day long I'd biddy biddy bum. If I were a wealthy man. Let's do that for the kill, I think. Then put him in mold, and then resummon and replay a lot of those. Nice. Let's do that again. Now I have 3 units to get. Whee! Get these. It's good to have a good Legion Wax run. I think I can start getting rid of these moldeds, I think. It's a lot of damage. I'm doing it again. Downgrade my damage. It only slightly downgraded our damage though. 100 by 2. It only slightly downgraded our damage, but the boss now has 102. feel like we're doing okay. Let's print some more money. Mm-hmm. I simply must print all of the available money here. That'll do it. I do want to know what, like, the REAP version of this would have looked like, but my god. 102 sap? Casually carrying around 300 coins? 3,000 coins, sorry. It feels good. You're doing sweep. Kind of like the idea of you going up on the top floor then. But if I set up on the top floor, I'm the longest away from really getting the build going, you know? These don't have incant triggers or anything like that. It's infused with buff. Okay, cool. So what can I do here? I can probably don't want to mold it on this floor, right? No, actually, I still do. You get the incant for armor 10, but you also get your buffs. And we're also buffing the Ancient Resonance, despite the fact we're not really going to be using that against the enemy system. So maybe I don't. It's not like the candy's not going to be used if it goes on other floors. It still is going to be used. So we put the Draft of the Kin Host in the back. Little Fade goes in front. Kill the Little Fade. Bring back Little Fade, goes in front. Nice. And then Ancient Resonance for as much damage as you can get out there. Okay, our reform pool is now just full of gold. There's gold in that damn reform pool. Let's get out a Little Fade first. Pop you there. I think I will intent on Death You for the scaling, then Hallowed Hall. Nice. Oh, we did get Legion of Wax up there on the top floor. Nice. So I'll put the mold to get a draft out here. You can get summoned. And then in order to get rid of your Ember Drain, I'm going to randomly reform you. Yeah, sure. Oh, no! That's my bad. I forgot that we were getting the Echo Sealing effect there. Hallowed Hall this bottom floor. Nice. Just 200 solid damage by yourself on the top floor. Don't even care about anyone else. I'm out here doing what I'm doing. 22. A lot of energy that's not needed. You go there, you take that hit, you die at the end of this turn. This is the most active play I've had in a deck for a really long time. This is, I probably need not say, but this is not really how I play the game typically. Having a grand old time doing it though. Perfect. Leaves us with the ability to primitive mold back a Legion of Wax. Let's get you in this middle floor, eh? Yeah, someone's got to be doing damage there. The all-floor assault. We have it. We have it all together. Go there, get Echo Extract. Pop. Beautiful. Let's remold you. Pop you up here. Pop. Beautiful. Utterly beautiful. The boss got some decent armor out of that, but I also gave them the whaps. Whapped him something fierce. Speaking of whapping him something fierce, let's just reform this floor. Constantly. Feels like this one's a win. Hit that E button right there. Get him. So this might save infinites. This might be the most broken run that I've had. We completely just bypass energy. No need to worry about that whatsoever. We got the ability to cut basically all of the cards from the deck that we needed. We printed gold. Ridiculous gold. Incredible gold. I couldn't be happy with that. I don't really have any comments other than like, wow, holy heck, no, my God, things like that, right? Like, I don't really have comments as much as I have exclamations right now. If you would like to play this for yourself, Evidence Tiles Tissue is our custom challenge code for the day. For the moment, though, my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Monster Train: The Last Divinity. Huh? That's a pretty good run right there. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. There's a playlist in the description down below with all of my content of this game, past, present, and future. The thing that I keep coming back to in my mind, I know, I've just given the outro and I'm about to start talking again, saying that I had nothing to speak in the mid-time. Look, it happens. The thing that leaps to the forefront of my mind is there were decisions made in that run for the longevity of that run, right? Taking the rationing scales, turning down certain different shard upgrades at different times. Things like that. There were decisions that were made directly as a result of the quote-unquote edicts laid down a fair few episodes ago. And this is exactly the kind of run, in my opinion, as I feel, that previously would have been really, really cool and then died. And then suddenly died. And I would have gotten a bit more frustrated about it. But instead here it feels like we really accounted for those. And as a result, we got to reap the rewards of one of the nuttiest runs I've ever had. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.